This is the monthly State of the Yates video. Can't think of anything else to call it. So, um, this is where we're at. It's October 30th, 2017. It's 10:45 in the evening. So this is the end of the day for me. Let's see. So what we have here is this is the Yates trailer, and this is that road in the front. So kind of give you some perspective on where we are. And then there's the crane. On the north side of the building, we're looking south. So we zoom in, you can see there's the grid lines. There's C, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's A, B, C. And this project is, for whatever reason, upside down. Kind of weird. Anyway, let's get to it. So C3 and C4 poured. You can see the column. There's the embeds are in. These three on this corner also poured B1, A1, and A2. And the forms I've stripped out, well, Pedro did anyway. These two sides, so it's 50% wrecked. This one's 50% wrecked. And then these two half sets of forms are supposed to fly over to, this one is supposed to go to B2 right here. And this set is supposed to go to, or that's B3. And then this set is supposed to go to B2 right here. So then it would be half done and we could just close them up and pour them. And that's the way that we did these three on the corner, and it was really fast. So there's no reason not to figure. The problem is these two rebar cages were set, and Yates had Formosa look at it, and they didn't pass the steel. And these are the two columns that they maybe want to make wider, and we're talking 5 or 6 inches wider for some reason. And the reason I've been given is that they don't like the rebar the way it is. And I'm not getting into that whole thing, but the embeds are done. Those are those 13 embeds you saw last week. This one, and let's see if we get in there. There we go. Okay, so that one and this one are only dowels at this point. And I put them up there to kind of explain something. I didn't do a very good job of that. Anyway, they're just dowels. They're way down here at this point. They're like right there. And they're just dowels. There's no anything to do. But see where the crane's sitting, problem I got is Yates wants to move the crane so they could set these two rebars all the way up. That. But then I don't have these poured, and I can't set any towers or anything in there because I got to reach over and strip. That one is done, and this one too. And I've got to reach over and around these two. Now I could probably do that pretty easily if it's not windy, but I can't go ahead and start setting towers because, and this is a delay for us because the towers are there. But I can't even start on them on all the 25Ks because I risk swinging this. I need this path to get that out, or I got to pick it up 50 feet in the air over everybody and try to move it out. So this is really going to create a bottleneck, and they're aware of it. That I just think they just don't care. So that's the bottom line to that. Let's put those back down where they are so we can get back to where we're really at. So that's the problem I got with these two, and we still haven't heard back from Formosa as far as I know. That being said, these three are poured. I got nowhere to start. I could set this tower and this tower because they're both flat on the ground for the 25Ks. I'm hesitant to set this one, but I think I'm going to go ahead just to get something done and get all the jacks up for the columns that are poured. But I cannot set any beams because when I'm flying these big forms, I run the risk because, see, these forms will probably swing right through here and out on the ground where we can move them with the forks and break them down. So I really can't set these beams across here, and it won't do us any good because they'll just be flopping up there until the wind blows them over on top of somebody. So I can't do that. I can't set this tower. This isn't in the way, but that is, because this isn't poured yet. The red part is the form, and so this one is formed 50% because I've got to build a platform and get that corbel steel tied, which the platform should be on tomorrow. These two are formed all the way up except for these faces. And since Yates figured out that they had bolts in these two pads, they have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the bolts. Well, they're here and they're set. They had to change out the templates Monday, which is yesterday. And, well, let's see, Monday's today, so they had to change them out Thursday and reset them on Friday. So they should be done, and shot in today. But they only want to pour this high so they can set the bolts, and I don't blame them. But that means we can't finish these two columns. So what's going to end up happening is they're going to pour to this height, and then these two beams will excuse me, these two beams, the only thing I've got to finish on these is this closure. Everything else is done. Then I got to re-throw all these ties we had to take out because they changed the way they poured. So this is, the form is the back and the two sides, but all the ties had to come out to be able to get down in there and pour for some reason. I have no idea why they would do that, but they're all hanging off the back. And then this one, from what I understand, they're going to pour this bottom Wednesday. So this one's Tuesday, and then this one's Wednesday, and it'll be out. It'll be out to here then. And then they want to come back Friday, and I'm hoping they're going to top both these off at the same time. So anyway, and they poured about right there, and then that's the deck height. But even if they do that, I've got I'm still not ready to pour this 50% yet. So maybe Friday they can pour that up 50% too. That would be a good plan. So that being said, it won't matter because I still won't have this. The anchor column was right there, and I don't have it, so it won't be poured by Friday. It doesn't even have a form on it at this point. And this one and this one are the ones that they want to make bigger, so we'll have to figure out an extra for that. So there's that. So what they want to do is, so they can make some progress, or pseudo progress, I'll call it. They want to back the crane up and set these two columns, which is going to create this other problem. Now, I really don't care, except for the fact that I can't set any towers in here now. And because if they weren't doing it this way and they were waiting on this, I could go ahead and set these towers 3 sections high all the way through and leave them back to, set all the ones in here and just stack them up. And then just pick up the tops and set them on the bottom. Pick them up top, set them on the bottom, and I can make some progress. But I can't even do that. And I can't set the beams because if I drop one, I'm going to crush the towers if I pre-make them all in this area. So we have nowhere to start at this point, and based on this would take, let's see, if I get these poured by Friday, that's 4 more days. And even if I get this bottom poured Friday, and I just have to get the corbel steel in that form up on the platform, that should be doable, very doable. Even if I get these 3 poured, I'm missing the anchor. And over here, I won't even have steel set. I might have steel here by Friday, but I got embeds to do and forms to set. And so if I have to swing these 2 sets over here just to pour them, I will, but then we're going to be working over the columns, which, as you know, is never a good idea, because when this crane moves back up, because it's sitting like right here right now, and that's the problem. So if it's sitting right there, you can see where it can't set those 2 columns. Problem is, if they move it back here to set the columns, I've got to move it back once those columns are up to right here again in order to do those forms over there and to strip these over here, which I'll have to do a piece at a time. regardless. I mean, I could do a 12-foot section, but that's all I'm going to be able to do. Okay, so we get these poured on Friday. They won't be ready to strip. We pour them on Friday. They won't be ready to strip till the 10th. Because we got 7 days of cure time, according to Yates. So that means 4 weeks of zero. We won't even be able to start on the decks yet. So in 2 more weeks. So I'm getting very, what do you call that? Frustrated, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just, I'm trying to go and go, and they're just yelling at us, telling us we got to commit to, a deck crew when we can't even start the deck for 3 weeks. Which I think my email said it would be 3 weeks to see any progress, and it's been 2. So we're not out of the ballpark exactly, sadly. But so that's where we're at. There is right here now, if there was only you were here last time, but from here, there, all the way down the back of this thing is a pipe rack. And it is like, let's see, it's probably about yay high, all steel, girders. It's not a box, it's just steel girders. And the reason we had to move our forms is because they have another one coming in. Let's see, do this right here, and it comes this way, this is right where all our forms were. So we have another one there, and then lo and behold, we have another one on the other side, which gonna come and close this in. Not sure that I care about any of this, letting you know we're at on this project. And I don't understand why Yates doesn't seem to understand what they're building. They haven't since I've been here, but anyway, so this is what it's going to look like. And there's going to be steel structures on both sides, and we're going to be stuck in here like this, which gives us very little room over here for staging or breaking anything down, which means, and this stuff's going right now. I mean, this is all in place. They're starting this run. Actually, they already did start that run. I think they're going to have this all set out. And of course, they're all the way down to the road now. But this one stops right there and stops right about there. And then this one stops about the same. And then there's a building right here next to it that it goes right by. It's right over here. So anyway, this is what we're going to be looking at when we do the decks. And so the only place we got to stage without going over the top of everything, we could do a little bit right here, and the rest of it's all going to have to be right here. But we have a building that sits here and a building that sits right exactly where the crane is. So I don't know. That's going to have to get delayed or this or whatever. I don't even know. But you know how they work. So they're trying to get all this other work done so they can look productive. Anyway, so those are problems for the future. I would say in the next 2 months, because we're not going to be out of here for a while, sadly. So anyway, I got nowhere to start until this column is poured. I can pour all these. I can pour everything on the outside. I can't. The 2 middle ones, the key anchors to this project, are the 2 that Yates is trying to convince me that they cannot do. And so there you go. So that's why we're delayed, how the job's being run. The timeline that I see as being an effective and truthful timeline as to how far they're going to be able to get so that we can get our work done. And sad as that is, this is where we're at. So there you go. I've got rebar in this one already. I just don't have the corbel steel. So I'm going to try to convince Santos that he needs to get this poured up halfway so I can finish this formwork. I'm only missing this side and the corbel side, so that should be a quick finish. It's got a lot of ties in it, but be 3 days probably. This one, and these two. This form set is generally 1 day for the embeds, get them passed, 1 day to set the form, pour the next day. That's how all three of these columns went, so I know it can be done. So I'm not particularly worried about that timeline. I'm just worried about the cure time on these two because our rebar is not set. And as far as I know, only one of these columns is tied right now. So there you go. So that's where we're at and why we're there. And in 2 weeks, we'll be looking much better. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, if we can get this approved and I can form this and knock it out and with this one quicker in about 3 weeks. I don't see us getting anything done on the deck or even starting on the deck for 3 weeks. I could start once that's done. I can start once these are poured out. I can start setting towers, but that's really all I could do. So I could probably even set this one, but I can't set these two if I've got to swing out that way to strip that form. These should be light enough we can go up and over. So anyway, I don't mean to ramble. I'm just trying to be thorough. You know me. So anyway, that's where we're at exactly, and we can't take pictures, so this is the best I can do. Technically, I'm not breaking any laws because I created all this. So, and it's just a representation. Yeah, it's pretty much dead on to scale, and it's exactly on the scale. But you know, these videos are unlisted, and so you can't just randomly find them. Even if you did, all the project information is blacked out right here. So you couldn't even tell what this was or have any kind of information as to where it was going to go. It's underneath there, but because underneath this set of plans, I've got a whole nother set of plans with kinds of other stuff. Anyway, so there you go. There it is there. And so we're not breaking any laws. We're not doing anything wrong. But they couldn't make it any harder. So there's all your plan details. Anyway, there you go. Call me if you got any questions in regards to the deck. It's going to be 3 weeks, and there's no reason for us contractually or any other reason that we should commit to any kind of a crew size or anything else because we're going to get it piecemeal anyway. Because even if we get this section done, we're still going to be waiting on the cure time for this column if it doesn't get done pretty quick. So it's not like we can just move across. We're going to have to go this direction here, finish that, and then go this way because that'll all be cured. Hopefully that one will be done. Then go here and then finish off these two pieces. It's the only way I see it getting done in any kind of a fashion that makes sense based on the column pours. So there you go. Now you know where we're at, why we're there. That's all my opinion. And I really can't see it going any other way. But give me a call and we'll talk if we need to.